G'day folks, welcome back to the channel. Now, I've made a decision. I've decided that I'm selling the Royal Enfield Continental GT 650. Now, I've owned this bike for a year, and to be honest, I just don't ride it enough. I'm riding it, 3 or 4 times a year. It hasn't even done 1,000 kilometers yet since I bought it. That goes to show you how little I'm riding it. But I want to explain to you why. It's not because I don't love it, because I do love it. Now, if you go back through my channel, you'll see last year and the year before I did a whole bunch of motorcycle reviews. During this period, I didn't own a motorcycle. I hadn't owned one for 25 years. I was just reviewing them for my YouTube channel. When the Interceptor and the Continental GT was released, I did a back-to-back review on them and absolutely fell in love. And not only did I fall in love with the bike, the style of the bike, the feel of the bike, the sound, the price, this was the bike that got me back into owning motorcycles. I decided I wanted to order one. I ordered one. I've got an unboxing video of this when it first arrived in the country. You can actually, I'll link it up in the top of the screen so you can have a look. Absolutely in love. I still love this bike, but it's done 914 kilometers since new. I just don't ride it. So what happened was, I bought this. I had great intentions on this being my only bike, and I absolutely loved it. I put the nice MJO pipes on it, and then my mates that I was riding with, they're all riding Harleys, and then my dream Harley came on the market. If you've watched my channel, you've seen it. It was a beautiful Street Glide Special. It had all of the bells and whistles on it that I wanted, preloaded, and I bought it. So since owning the Harley, I just ride that all the time, and it's not because it's a better bike than this. It's just because the Harley was my dream bike, and it was the bike that that really makes me feel alive when I ride. I love my Harley Davidson. Not to say that this is any less, but it just means that this has not gotten ridden at all. So I'm selling it, and to be honest, when I walked out into the garage here to film this about selling this bike, I had second thoughts. I looked at it. I was just wiping it down because it was covered in a little bit of dust, and I thought, oh man, do I really want to sell this bike? But the reality is, there's sitting here in the garage, there's just the value of this bike wrapped up in it, that I could be using that money elsewhere in this current climate. So she's up for sale, anyone who's interested. Now I'm going to take you quickly through all of the modifications on it, which is not many, but I will note, so some of you guys watching this video have come across from the bike sales ad as well. So every single thing that was modified on this bike was modified professionally by Royal Enfield Sydney. They're on Parramatta Road at Burwood. Santina and Will are amazing people. And everything that I modified it so it could be changed back to stock if needed. So if you are interested in this bike and you do want to take it back to stock at some stage, I've still got all of the components you need. In fact, I'll show you. So in this box we've got the original clip-ons and everything that you need to put this back to stock when it comes to a handlebar point of view. I'll show you through the modifications very shortly on what I've done with the handlebars. But what I've also got are the original silencers. The exhaust. So these are ready to be bolted straight back on. There's 2 of them, and if you did want to take this back to stock, these are here and ready for you to go. I will say that they don't sound as good and they're bloody heavy. They're a really heavy silencer. In fact, I think we worked out these were 6.5 kilos and the new one was about 1 kilo a side, so it was a big weight reduction once we changed the exhaust. Anyway, let's show you over the bike, and so you can have a check and see if you're interested in buying this off me. Alright folks, I just want to do, before I show you around the bike, I want to do a cold start on it, just so you can see that it starts first go every go. And to prove that it's cold and hasn't been running, there's my handprints on the pipes. There's absolutely no heat, in fact, it's bloody freezing. But let's do a cold start. Now I've dirtied my exhaust, I have to clean it. Alright, this is a handlebar modification that I got done from Royal Enfield Sydney. Essentially what I discovered through owning the bike was that for me, being an older bloke, leaning forward was just a bit too hard on my wrist. So I got installed the bars off the Himalayan, and all of the cable work had to be genuine from the Interceptor. So they were all genuine articles ordered from Royal Enfield and installed to make it to be able to extend the height of this from where the clip-ons were to where the Himalayan bars are now. Again, this was all done by Royal Enfield Sydney, by the whole team there, and it was the first one they did, but it's not the last. I'm sure they're going to be doing plenty of these adjustments, but that's the handlebar modification. Okay, so the only other modification I've done to the bike is I put on EMGO exhaust. I got the slash cut straight pipes. So you can see it's a long narrow straight pipe that comes straight off the header pipe and comes to a slash cut tip. That's a bit warm now after running it for you guys. I think that number one, it makes it look heaps better. Being slimline, the slash cut makes it look amazing. The sound is absolutely phenomenal, really love the sound of it. But it also saved a weight, I think about 5 kilos per side. The original silencers are about 6 kilos, these are about 1 kilo. This has still got the baffles in it. I didn't want to be getting arrested by the cops at all, so I still got the baffles in it. If you want it louder, you can take the baffles out. But personally, I think this is more than loud enough. It sounds amazing, especially when you're on the throttle and riding. It makes a really, really big difference. In fact, you can see the difference here between the original silencer and the slash cut pipes. Massive size difference, and obviously a beautiful sound difference as well. To be completely honest, the original silencers did sound good as well. They just didn't sound as good as the slash cut pipes. Alright guys, well that's the only two modifications I've done, the handlebars and the exhaust. Everything else is completely stock. From memory, I'm just having a quick look, but yeah, everything else is completely stock. And it's really a great little bike. I'm going to leave you with a bit of a montage now, just so you can have a look around the bike. If you're interested in coming to have a look, please get in contact with me through Rob@Throttle Downunder. That's probably the best way to get hold of me, or I'll put the ad link in the description below while it's still on the market. Once it's for sale, the ad link will disappear. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to be sad to see you go, but it'll be more guilt-free time spent with the Harley Davidson. And there'll be also, for my subscribers, there'll be something new arriving in the channel too before the end of the year. So thanks for watching guys, see you later.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.